And that should be sweet. Yeah. Alright, guys, here we go. This is an IEM uncast replay. This is one of the games which probably was cast actually on a B stream, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't on the A stream. If it was, I was on one of my rare breaks getting some food / sleeping during the tournament and somehow forgot about it. I feel like I watched part of this replay maybe over someone else's shoulder on a laptop, part of the series. I can't fully remember. So this is Stephano vs Soul. It's from the open bracket of IEM Katowice. This tournament was on just the last couple of weeks. Second biggest tournament of the year, basically behind BlizzCon. 400k prize pool, epic tournament. We had 6 broadcast days, each between like 10 and 13 hours a day. It was insane. It was fucking awesome. So gonna just be kind of casting some of these games. Every stream I might just grab a different series, cast a series for, you know, half an hour, however long the series goes, and then just go back to ladder. I think it's a good way to kind of chill out after lunch and just kind of relax a little bit. So good shit. Up here in the top right hand side, in the blue, everybody's favorite French Tunisian, he is Stephano. Meanwhile, down here in the bottom left-hand side, the Polish powerhouse, the guy who upset a whole bunch of players in the open bracket, took out stats. He literally eliminated stats from the tournament. He is Soul. And he's going for a proxy Reaper. He used a lot of aggressive builds, so he's coming in really early with this Reaper. He did get 1 worker, so he managed to kill 1 drone so far. Now he's just going to skirmish with the Link. So this is meant to throw Stephano off, get an overreaction, and Soul's just going to try and go back into a more normal build after this. Stephano, though, I mean, he's got a 3rd hatch down. He's not overreacting at all, actually. I think maybe just because the Reaper timing, he can tell that it's not like a mega fast Reaper. So he knows it's not one of those ones where the player cuts SCVs and then builds like Reapers like 20 seconds earlier than normal. So Stephano with a really calm reaction. He's actually just going back to droning. Man, this is looking really good for Stephano actually so far, but the Reapers are still running around trying. Oh, there's no Queen down there. Okay, here we go. Now the damage starts to be found. Drones starting to take big damage. Oh, nice wraparound with the drones. Does manage to catch that Reaper. He goes down. Not too bad then, 2 worker kills in the end, and now the barracks has to fly all the way home. Hellion's only building 1 at a time. I mean, the pressure was nice, but the thing you sacrifice is no reactor. Only Hellion's building 1 at a time. I mean, even a Zergling flood is dangerous here, but with Stephano just like being able to just freely drone, I think he should be in a comfortable position. Drones just spilling on out. He's got Zerglings going around the map. Very nice play here from Stephano. Good handling. Hey, SC2 Plasmid, thank you so much for the 8-month resub. Great work at IEM. Any builds that you found particularly fascinating? SOS's PvP, as well as Classics PvP, SC2 Plasmid. That's what jumps to mind. I mean, there was a ton of different awesome builds, but I'm trying to learn Sentry opening PvP. And I'm trying to just kind of work on that as much as I can, because I thought that was really cool, the way SOS gets a ton of information. I mean, he did that in GSL as well, so it was a mixture of his GSL games and his IEM games. Miso Hot with the former 3 subs says, love the content, Pig. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate the support. Where am I from in Sydney? I'll hop on my kangaroo and jump by, says Jeg. I'm in Lidcombe at the moment. I grew up all over. I guess most of my like high school years and stuff were in North Epping. But yeah, I'm in Lidcombe now. One of the few places with the original fiber to the home NBN, which allows me to stream in this beautiful quality, thankfully. I'd probably even up the quality more if I don't know, if I got like an even more advanced streaming rig. I've already got a double streaming setup, but yeah, I do want to continue to improve the quality as we go on though. I'd say it's pretty crystal clear right now, so I probably just want to work on some of the production before I focus on that stuff. Double Evo is going down for Stephano. What have we got? 6 queens, a 7th queen on the way, Spore Crawler at the 3rd. Spore in the main. These spores are actually terribly placed. That one's okay, but even there, he doesn't have a lair, and he doesn't have a spore in the... Oh, Stephano. The problem... This is okay if you've got an Overseer, but he doesn't have an Overseer. He doesn't even have a lair started. This Banshee's going to be able to just hold position there out of spore range, and the spore's going to have to move. So I feel like this is a huge misstep from Stephano. Didn't even have an Overlord spotter on the south to see this coming in. Spore only now goes down, and massive mining time lost, as well as 3 drones. Hellion's going to try to go for a run by at the 3rd. They shouldn't find anything. The Zerglings will get the wraparound on 1 or 2 of these Hellions. Yeah, 2 Hellions will go down, but the Banshee goes into the main as well. Now that Spore did reposition, so that's going to be okay. The Queen will chase it off, but this Banshee's having fun. It's like, alright, yeah, I'll take 5 kills. You know what? I can just zone you out, Queen. So Sol here, I think, recovering quite well. Double upgrades are on the way. Of course, his third command center already floating down. Has 3 barracks, adding the 4th and 5th barracks now as well. I love the building placement. And when I say love, I actually mean it's fucking terrible. That's the dirtiest, messiest base I've ever seen. Back at home, a Banshee did die though. 9 worker kills in total here for Sol. The creep looking pretty good for Stephano. If he can just kind of get a 4th base down, shut this pressure out, and just continue with the creep spread, I think Stephano's still in a good spot. But just like little bits of unnecessary damage here, like this shouldn't be able to kill 2 or 3 workers. I think the Banshee might have just stopped a drone going for the gold as well. We've got this base going down instead now for Stephano. Need to take those rocks down and clear that. You can't take this base until you've cleared these rocks. So Stephano here, I think, leaving some openings. Once again, Banshee comes in, gets another worker. 3rd base is now landed. There's 0 pressure on Sol right now. And he's already got the double medevac coming. So definitely feel like this is a game of missed opportunities here from Stephano. Definitely, I think, could have capitalized on this lead. Right now is almost supply blocked and not building any overlords. Oh, is he going to spot this drops? Okay, he spots the drops. There we go. That's good. As long as he stays on top of those, they can't unload. But Stephano, oh, he's actually just going to counterattack, but he's supply blocked right now. He's not building overlords. A single overlord on the way. Stephano, you've got to be building like 6 overlords right now, dude. He's going to try and ransack the 3rd, but the bunker, if that bunker finishes and those Marines get in, it'll be okay. I don't think it's going to, oh, it doesn't finish. These Marines coming down. It doesn't look like it's enough. This base getting ransacked. The SCVs and mules having to evacuate, but at the same time, not enough Zerglings at home. Stephano doesn't have the Queens in position yet. And, oh, this hatchery's doing so much. He's going to have to chain transfuse it. But it might not even be worth it at this point. The Queen's coming forward, but there's no Zerglings left. He's going to lose every single Queen. You can't fight this, Stephano. You've gone too deep. These Marines can micro forward. Sol going to start focus firing. And good transfuses. Wow, good micro by Stephano, actually. Pulls back the weak Queen and transfuses it. Manages to hang on to the 4th. Stephano pretty good at StarCraft. 3rd base for Sol. Has lost all the buildings. He's supply blocked quite badly. He was focusing on the micro there. Depots start up back at home. He goes, oh, god damn it, Zerg. Bloody Zergling counterattacks. Of course, that's what happens. He didn't even knock down the backdoor rocks, and he sent that drop out. So, once again, not taking down the backdoor rocks. Stephano still hasn't cleared that. I really worry that this will get taken down by a drop later, and it'll cut off the 4th. Oh! Comes in, tries to snipe the 4th. Nice transfuse from Stephano to save that. Double drop going towards the main at the same time, though. Shit's looking pretty good. Pretty good. Just casting some IEM replays quickly, guys. Ooh, okay, Marines down there. Another big Zergling counter. Only a single Banshee there. Those SCVs, quick reaction from Sol does start getting out of that, but a lot of Zerglings getting gunned down at home, and this is all trying to pull him out of position. Right now, though, Sol desperately on the defense. SCV's going to have to fight here. The Marines, SCVs, and tanks look like they will hold on for now. The siege tank goes down, though. Once again, more damage landing, but Stephano's worker count's not great, guys. 62 workers and he's going for a hive? What the hell, man? You need more economy. You need to finish saturating that base, and you need this 5th Stephano. You've got to get that creep back out as well, but he's struggling to get on top of this. And I feel like these small trades are actually working out okay for Sol. He's up in supply now. 2-2's almost finished. Double Liberator production starting up really early, actually. Off just 5 medevacs, he's already going into libs, which is a very nice way to counter fast Ultralisks. Seems to be Stephano's plan. And this is going to just be a 2-pronged push. Liberator harassment, of course, also very powerful. He's queued it up to siege up on the 3rd gases. So if he can distract with the Marines, that can find damage for sure. And oh, bloody siege tank elevator. Marines unloading in the main. The Spore moves forward, but there's too many Marines. They'll take that out easily. Spore actually does somehow get a shot or 2 off. These Marines having fun. Liberator comes in. Sol with some perfect triple-pronged execution. The Marines pick up the siege tank punishes, and he just redrops over there. At the same time, a rando Banshee trying to take down the 5th base. Liberator over here will go down. Actually, only got 2 kills and a queen. The Marines here run in, though. The Banelings are gone, and that's it. Sol's found his opening. At the same time, Marines run in, snipe the 4th. The 5th is still taking massive damage. You can watch its hit points below my head if you can see it. It's in the deeper red. I don't think you can see it. My mic's blocking it. Great production pick. Spawning pool goes down. This hatchery taking big damage. Queens come forward. Ooh, the Banshee does go down, but this is an easy snipe for later on, and Stephano's economy has been dicked. That's the technical official wording, guys. Yeah, Stephano's just gotten wrecked by this 3-pronged aggression, man. I would have loved to see mutas earlier because of this specific push angle and just how large the map is. I feel like mutas are just a shoo-in for the standard unit against bioplay here. Marines and tanks continuing to be annoying here. And we've got this Marine Tank Liberator push coming forward. Wants to cancel / kill the 5th base. There's just not a lot of Ling Bane. If Sol spreads the Marines, and he's doing it, he's pre-spread most of his Marines. And there we go. Very nice positioning. He's just going to pull the Marines behind the siege tanks there as these Banelings come in. Oh my god, Sol with some very, very kind of dancing with death micro there. This siege tank still up to 30 kills. Holy shit, this siege tank has been such a thorn in the side of Stephano. And I think at this point, Stephano's out of gas, man. He's got Kindness Plating and Ultras on the way, but I really feel like Zerg should be aiming to control the mid-game a little bit more. Ultras is a Hail Mary. It doesn't work too well if Terran's already in your economy. And the Spore Crawler once again coming forward. He's going to get focused down. There's just a little bit too much Terran. Marines in the main mineral line as well. Stephano's economy is ransacked. And he's like, alright, 5 Ultralisks. Pop out, win the game. Nah, I know I'm dead. And Stephano has to tap out there. So GG, game 1 victory for Sol, despite what I thought was a fantastic hold at the start. Stephano crumbles under the mid-game pressure. A little bit unprepared for the Banshee, I think was the beginning of the end. If he had his spores up, if he had his Overlords positioned properly, even to see the Banshee a little bit earlier, he doesn't take that damage. He shuts down the Hellions, shuts down the Banshees, and is just in like an unstoppable mid-game. But didn't quite work out there for Steffi, so bad luck. Thanks for teaching you about Mozzies today. Cheers, Bill. Thanks for the tweet, dude. I always do appreciate people reaching out on Twitter. Twitter's something which, like, my Twitter isn't too crazy active, so I always read literally everybody's messages and, like, responses and stuff on there. So it's always nice when you guys interact with me over on the Twitters. Did someone get a good drop? Yeah, guys, share what drops you've got. I'm curious. Just if whoever's active in chat now, let us know. What drops have you guys actually got? I've only got Bob Toss, but I'm really curious if anyone's gotten like an announcer or a skin pack or a co-op commander or anything like that. Just kind of curious to see which ones are dropping for people. Breakfast Gun with the 3-month resub. Thank you, dude. Really appreciate the support. My man. My man. Only Bob Toss, only Bob. Most people seem to only have gotten Bob Toss. K Raven says, I got a Raynor announcer yesterday. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, I think as people watch more, there's like, I guess, more chance. And yeah, I'm going to finish this series, guys. So this was a best of 3. Sol up 1-0. I do like this because we've got so many high-level replays, which most of you wouldn't have seen. Some of you would have if you were following the B and C stream for the open bracket, but I know most people just watch the main stream. So unless you're a hardcore fan, you probably haven't seen these games. Always fun to kind of commentate these. So let's hop into map number 2, guys. Down here in the bottom right-hand side, the French-Tunisian beast, the mastermind, the guy who I remember after he did end up losing in this tournament eventually. I don't know if this was the series or another one, somewhere in the open bracket. He actually said he was going to spend a week or 2 just learning camera hotkeys because he feels like that mechanically is holding him back. And he said after this tournament run in the, I can't remember what the deciding series was. Maybe it was this one. I think this is lower bracket. We'll find out. I can't actually remember who won this one. But he actually said he was going to learn camera hotkeys because he felt that was holding him back, or he at least felt like he wasn't playing up to his level, and he thought maybe that could help him clean up his play. So Stephano is like the most dedicated we have ever seen him to StarCraft, and I really feel like he's had a lot of bad luck in tournaments, and if he can keep training this hard, I actually think we can see Stephano come back as like a WCS champion quality of player. He's so damn good. Of course, his opponent up here in the top left, the guy who turned a lot of heads, knocking out a ton of good players in the open bracket of IEM. The Polish Terran, the guy who's very fond of Protoss, and if by fond you mean fucking hates them, is like the most racist against Protoss player I know. Yet I love him anyway because he's a great Terran, very aggressive, a lot of potential. He is Sol. Longest intros of all time, Pig. You can talk about them after you intro them, you know? But yeah, apparently. Maestro, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub, dude. Really appreciate that. The background picture is awesome. Yeah, almost. If you guys ever see any really cool art for StarCraft, link it to me on Twitter, please, and I'll add it to my collection of awesome art, which I like to kind of rotate through as the background. But I always love that one, the Marine like holding the Zergling and shooting it. You're just like, fuck yeah, sick, man. You don't need camera hotkeys to be good at all. They're one of these really cool mechanics, like which help make the game cleaner. But things like deselecting your units and having good control groups and stuff, like, you know, using your rally points correctly, hotkeying your structures correctly, that sort of stuff is way more important. There's like some pros who don't use camera hotkeys, and that just tells you, like, yeah, you don't need them. They just help you in certain situations do things a little bit smoother. But the thing about humans is we can adapt to any situation. So even if something's like a little bit suboptimal, unless it's absolutely handicapping terrible, you're always going to find a way to play with your own restrictions, right? So yeah, as a diamond player, nah, you don't need to learn it. There's players who get, many players who get to jam without camera hotkeys. I know a lot of the other big personalities who aren't actual pro gamers, right? People like Nathanius, people like, I'm not sure about, I think In Control as well, actually, even though he's a Zerg player. But Todd, Nathanius, these guys, Rotterdam, none of them use camera hotkeys. But pretty much every pro gamer has swapped over at this point to learning them. It's an interesting thing to talk about, but I wouldn't focus on it too much. Like, you know, if you're a hardcore nerd, you like optimizing your play, it's fun, it's cool, it helps you out. But if you're not a super hardcore nerd, it's really not necessary. And is this a what? A Marauder, Concussive Shell, and Vikings? Are we going to see a Marauder Hellbat timing? Oh my god. So the cool thing about that is normally Hellbats aren't good against Queens because the Queens can kite backwards. But if you have Concussive Shells, they actually can't run away. So it's this like surprising timing. Now, unfortunately, what happened there for Sol, I'm going to go back really quickly. He cancelled that Marauder. It was about to pop and he said, fuck, I can't let this be seen. So he cancelled the Marauder and instantly restarted it because he knew it's better to have one less Marauder when I hit than to let him see. Because if he sees a Marauder pop out, Stephano immediately is just going to be like, oh, build like either Spines or Roaches or Banelings, like basically get a whole bunch of defense. Armory's now in the way. We've got, I think that does weaken the timing a bit though. He needs to build a second Marauder. Come on, Sol. You can't do this with just a single concussive Marauder. You need a second one, dude. He's going to do it with just one, though. He's going to do a single Marauder Hellbat timing. This is really cute. And he's just going to take turns slowing those Queens. Viking going to continue to clean up Overlords. Good pullback by Stephano. Stephano's going double Evo. He's only on Queen Zergling defense. 5 Queens are out. 2 more on the way. But Stephano doesn't have a lot of transfuse yet. He's gone for how many tumors? We've got 3 active creep tumors. 4 active creep tumors. That's a lot of energy that isn't transfused. He's just hit 3 transfuses. He's gonna have a 4th one in about 15-20 seconds. Landed. Viking joins up with the pressure. Holy shit. Sol with a very cute timing. He also is going to try and bounce these Queens into the Hellbats. Watch the Reaper. Watch the Reaper. He wants to bounce them. Yeah, watch this Reaper grenade. No, he's not going to use it. Sol just focusing on the micro instead. Half in Hellbats, half in Hellion form. And look at this concussive shell. Traps 2 of the Queens. This is so bloody scary. There's no Baneling Nest. There's no Roach. The drones need to get out of there. These Zerglings just cannot engage. Oh no, they're clumping up. They need to flank. The Zerglings can't just engage like that. Sloppy engagement by Stephano. He needed to pull back, buy more time, and wait for those Hellbats to spread out. You can't engage the Hellbats when they're in a clump. You've got to wait for them to spread out, and then you can engage them. So great Queen micro here from Stephano, but he's already lost all of his tools. He's lost his Zerglings. He's lost half of his Queens. Sol with an incredible timing attack here, and it looks like he's just going to straight up win the game. I don't see this one petering out anytime soon, dude. Like, Stephano will be able to defend, eventually clean up, maybe, but he's already taken too much damage. He's 2,500, almost 3,000 resources lost to 600. I mean, he starts 1-1 upgrades in desperation, but oh man, this is a good way to punish a player who doesn't build Banelings or Roaches, and you know, if their Queens aren't already all together at the front, then you can kind of get on top. I think Stephano probably should have stood and fought and spread out in a giant arc with his Queens. I think the moment he tried to run from concussive shells, he kind of screwed up a little. The Zerglings are going to come in. Spawning pool does go down. Looks like this finally will get cleaned up, but at the same time, a Banshee came in, just got 11 kills. That's it, man. That is brutal. Brutal Savage Wreck. Sol on fire. Stephano not having a great day in this tournament. I believe this was the elimination match. I'll double check in the replay folder afterwards. But damn, what a way to go out for Stephano. That sucks, man. That really sucks. But at what cost? Put this on Sol's camera. Sorry guys, my bot's not working. Let me get that Nightbot up.
SCV ready. You want a piece of me, boy?
And look at this, he's just got the Banshee covering, sending a Hellion counter, going into Mass Marine, double upgrades. For Stephano on the other side, he's like frantically trying to drone, but if he loses any more workers, he's already dead even without losing the workers. He's down 20 workers to a Terran who's dropping mules 3 at a time. That's effectively about 2.5 times the economy. And the problem for Stephano is, even though he's got some upgrades, he doesn't have Bane speed, doesn't have a 4th hatchery or a macro hatch. This is some nice micro from Steffi, but nice Hellbat morph as well. Those Hellions are going to roast a lot of these things. And just well played there. Stephano desperately trying to get back in control. And, oh, there we go. Join channel. Alright. Nightbot's in the channel, guys. So the commands should work again. And now my Piggy, the Piggy Smalls bot's been mega lagging, man. Super weird. Like, it just posted this core command. I don't even see anyone in the last screen who posted the core command. It's like, what? That bot is lagging. It's lagging hardcore, man. Anyways, we'll see how we go. Was the Hellbat transform just to buy more time? Yeah, it's also just for the kill stuff. Like, Hellions really suck when they're surrounded because they do damage in a line, whereas Hellbats do damage in a cone. So if they're surrounded, Hellbats are still going to do a decent bit of damage. They also have a lot more hit points. So even though it wasn't really ideal to get surrounded there, he was like, at least this way I'll take a few more Zerglings. Is Stephano still the most famous Zerg? Or like, who's the Michael Jordan of StarCraft right now? Well, the thing is, I mean, Michael Jordan hasn't played in years, right? People still call him the Michael Jordan, right? Yeah, I get there's like Kobe and all these other guys, right? But realistically, people still use Michael Jordan as the big name, right? So obviously there's players who are a lot better than Stephano now, even though Stephano is making a bit of a comeback. Neeb is a big one. Scarlet is on fire lately. She's in the top 8 of GSL, and she won IEM Pyeongchang in Korea recently. Like, we've seen some really great play. Serral is on fire, made it to you know, the top 4 of IEM Katowice. Hopefully I didn't spoil anyone. I hope everyone's caught up by now. It's been like a week, so hopefully people have caught up. If not, I do apologize. Sorry, guys. And in the Korean scene, you've got Inno, Innovation, Dark, Su, TY, Maru, Byeon. I mean, Byeon is hugely popular. Because he won he won BlizzCon, you know, he put himself out there, he's very emotional, he wears his heart on his sleeve, he's very flashy, he does a lot of micro. So everyone relates to Byeon, but Byeon's kind of like having a bit of a tough time right now. Like, isn't having like the greatest runs. So we're gonna kind of see what happens with Byeon in the next 6 months or so, and if he can get back on top. But there's a few lesser names out there. Obviously SOS is an absolute fucking star. Stats having a bit of a tough time, but the last 2 years he's been a very big name. And Classic's making a little bit of a return now as well. Stephano here, desperate, trying to get in, but look at that beautiful little hold there on that lower depot. And Soul, just gonna defend, man. Yeah. There's just too much here. He's trying to make Roaches and Ravages to get back in this game. He's making Desperation Tunneling Claws. I feel like Fungal would probably be a better move as like you know, I feel like you need spellcasters to get back in this game. I kind of understand where Tunneling Claws is coming from, but it's really not the right tech. Roaches are just a bit too clunky, so Mass Roach Ravager gonna try to be the answer, but I don't think it's gonna get the job done. We've got Libs, more tanks, 4th base Planetary on the way. A drop is gonna hit the south while the main army pushes through here. Look at that siege tank positioning, fantastic. Another siege tank here as well. 3rd siege tank is going to siege up right there. Right there. Goes a little bit deeper than I expected, but yeah, there we go. Turns around and sets up. This marine drop runs in, and goodbye economy. 7 or 8 workers go down here at the same time as the 4th hatch up here goes down. Soul says, you know what? I'm 4 bases versus 3. I don't even need to rush this. Let's start Ghost Tech. Let's take gases. Let's go back and macro a bit. And you know what? Why don't I just fucking drop everything in your main base? How about that? I feel like it's a bit risky leaving the Marauders and tanks down here. But, you know, what else? He's just like, let's just trade on you, man. I've got a big economy. Let's just finish the game now while I have the advantage. So, massive Doom drop in the main. We've got Tunneling Claw Roaches trying to go across the map, but I don't think he can even deal with this drop. He has to move up the ramp into the Concave of Bio. Great bios there, actually. A few medevacs do fall, but there's just too much Bio. 2-2 versus 1-2 upgrades. Tunneling Claw Roaches try to pop up there, but there's a bunker. These guys couldn't get past. Soul had a missile turret, and he raised the wall. The Bio on top of the ramp here, just massacring. At the same time, the Marauders and tanks are moving through. And, I mean, yeah. Stephano runs up with some Roaches. He's trying to deal with the siege tanks as best he can, but it's all desperation, unfortunately. Stephano had a very unfortunate run here in the IEM open bracket. And that's unfortunate for him, but an impressive victory from Soul. Really clinical, just took everything out, was like, nah, I'm gonna kill you now, and smashed it. Thank you very much,